Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. here with America's Weather Streaming Channel, updating folks on the Hurricane Beryl, which continues to trek across the Caribbean, and it is going to be affecting Jamaica today. It is already. We're getting some tropical storm force winds over parts of the island now. In the big picture, you can see the National Hurricane Center. The last update, it was still a Category 4, so it went down, but only to 145. Now, it may go down a little bit more as we go through the day, but it's not in any hurry to weaken. So it's a Category 4 hurricane, and right now it is literally just off the coast of Jamaica at this time. Here's a look at the close-up satellite, and we're tracking the eye of the storm here. It's going just almost due west, just north of west, and it's getting to almost, it's probably now about under 100 miles. It's under 100 miles from Kingston, Jamaica, which is located about here. The strong winds with the storm are still mostly off the coast, impacting the eastern part of the island. Right now in the capital, the western part of the island, it's not too bad, though there is some heavy rain starting to move in, but the real force of the storm has not arrived yet as of 8:45, or I should say 11:45, close to noon, Jamaica time. So it's about lunchtime, and we're just starting to get into this storm, but the conditions will deteriorate rapidly from now through the afternoon. The radar picture here, we're going to try to get some better radars, but this is a radar depiction of the storm. It does show the eye. It's down here, clearly south of the island. It may have even taken a bit of a jog more to the left. So that is a good thing. We want to keep it moving that way because that'll keep the eye of the storm farther away from Jamaica, and there'll be less damage if that occurs. But we're not saying that you are not going to see damage because part of the core of the storm is about to move overhead, and we're going to see severe conditions across the island throughout the day into early tonight. Now, some pictures from social media here on X. This was pictures of the storm surge from Hurricane Beryl as it moved across the southeastern Caribbean, as it became a Category 4 and then a 5. You see the flooding there. That's in St. Lucia, and they did not take anything close to a direct hit. So we'll expect to see pictures like that before too long across the southern coast of Jamaica. The northern coast, probably not a lot of storm surge damage up there, so that would be some good news. Here's some more pictures from the islands there near Grenada, and I always butcher the name, so I'm not even going to try to say it again, but I think it's Carriacou. But that island there just north of the main island of Grenada, that's where the worst damage was, and there's some structures there that received major damage, even were destroyed, and they haven't even fully assessed all of the damage because there is quite a lot of it, as you could imagine. More pictures from Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. This picture here is actually, I believe, in Barbados, showing some of the storm surge and waves coming in from the other day as it passed through the southeastern Caribbean. And you can see that lighting up on social media. This is more tweets of the hurricane as the hurricane hunters were flying through, and I believe one plane had to turn back. Usually there's no issues with these hurricane hunters as they fly into the storm to measure the intensity. But this one, they had to, I believe, had to abort one of the flights because there was so much turbulence as the storm was rapidly intensifying. And look at these pictures here from inside Beryl's eye. The hurricane hunters, when they flew in, right inside the eye, just absolutely spectacular pictures here. And you can see there's the plane and there's the sky up above the eye. They're in the eye of the storm. So if you were to get into the eye of the hurricane on land, you would notice you would have a clearing sky above and you'd have the raging winds around you with the eye wall around you. This is it is the most intense hurricane that we know of so early in the Atlantic season, and some of the other forecasts here showing the future path, taking it toward Mexico, and then maybe towards the United States by the weekend. Here's a broader picture of the storm here. You can see it chugging along south of Jamaica, and it's still a long ways. Eventually, it is going to affect the Caymans, although I think the damage will be less in the Caymans overall with the storm farther away. Now, here is the official path for the next several days. Today, hurricane warnings, Jamaica have hurricane conditions at times throughout the day into early tonight. And then this is 8 a.m. Wednesday. It has cleared Jamaica. You might still be getting some rain, some gusty showers, but the worst of it is over. The Caymans get the worst of it overnight tonight. And then on Friday, this is 8 a.m. Friday, they have it hitting the Yucatan. Now, it could be farther north towards Cozumel or farther south. We're not completely sure yet. Maybe the central part of the Yucatan is the most likely port and landfall, say around Tulum in that area. It should be a little weaker by the time it gets there. Over the weekend, it may go down to a tropical storm because it's going to be moving over land for about 12 hours, and it will weaken, but then it goes back into the Gulf, and it should become a hurricane and regain at least some of its strength that it loses from the shear and from going over land. Now, by Sunday, this is when things get interesting, and the path, the cone here is wider because the storm could be anywhere down here Sunday near Tampico, or it could be farther north, approaching the Texas coast. We could have a hurricane landfall here by as soon as sometime later Sunday, if not Monday. But today's only Wednesday. We still have time to iron out that forecast, but it's not too early to start making some preparations. If you live, say, in southern Texas, if you're in South Padre or Corpus, the storm could be headed your way. Here's a look at some of the other models here. This shows one of the hurricane models. This is on Friday about dawn, or just before dawn. It has the hurricane just off the coast here of Mexico, and it has the eye coming in just south of Cozumel. So this hurricane model says Cozumel could get a full direct hit of this storm Friday morning. That's one model. And I'll show you another model here around the same time. This is called the H-MON. It's just another hurricane model. And you'll see it has the hurricane coming in close to the same area, maybe just a shade farther south, and moving more quickly into the Yucatan on Friday. So that is something that we're watching. And then fast forward to Sunday, these same models. This is Sunday about 7 o'clock Central Time. This model has the depiction of a strong Category 2, maybe 3 hurricane off the coast of Texas. This is on Sunday evening, and it takes it towards the Texas coast. So this model the HWRF model, has a landfall of Hurricane Beryl here in southern Texas sometime Sunday night. Other models, though, are showing a different solution. This other model, the other one I showed, has the storm hitting Mexico about 25 to 50 miles south of the Texas border, and it's faster. It brings the hurricane in Sunday morning. So we still can't say whether this is going to be a U.S. threat or not. It could be. It's still definitely in the cards for today. We say our prayers for our friends down in Jamaica, down the Caribbean. It's going to be a rough day throughout the day today. The hope is that we won't see the full brunt of the storm necessarily down in Jamaica, but everybody just stay hunkered down throughout the rest of today into tonight. Ditto for the Caymans. Mexico, get prepared. And again, up in Texas, we want people to be aware of the potential threat. And we'll have updates here on America's Weather streaming channel. You can find us here on YouTube. We'll be posting video updates. You can find us online on the website. We also have our new app, which has debuted, Weather Valet, where we are going to be providing personalized updates. It's a brand new app, but it's out there. And you can also find us elsewhere here on Facebook, America's Weather streaming channel, and we have all different Facebook pages for all the different states as well. So you can go to America's Weather streaming channel, Ohio, Kansas, Texas, wherever you might be. And we also are on X as well. So you'll find us all over the web. And that's, it's really just about keeping everybody safe from this storm. And here is again, I want to leave the path up for you to see where the storm may be headed. We'll have more updates as we go through the week, into the weekend, across the weather all across the country, in addition to the tropics. So everyone stay safe out there.